Finally, I wish to appeal to President Mwai Kibaki to acknowledge and respect the will of the people of Kenya and honorably concede defeat. End of story.
Mysterious. For almost 4 decades of Kenyan politics, there stands the face of opposition leadership, government critic, checks and balances of the government. Raila Odinga, a leader, a public figure and statesman, a figure who changed political ambitions into peacekeeping. That's right away from the Moi's era to President Ruto's era. And right here is the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who has lived for 80 years and almost a half of his life in politics environment. His political opposition leadership roots from democracy, multipartyism, reformist to peacekeeping ambassador. Unlike other leaders of African states who have lived in power for over 42 years, he have been in opposition leadership of Kenya. For example, that is President Teodoro Obiang Nguema of Equatorial Guinea, who have served for over 42 years, that is 1982 till now. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for 39 years in Uganda, and Paul Biya of Cameroon, who have ruled for 42 years. As for the three who have enjoyed state house and the leadership in Africa as presidents in the state houses, Raila Odinga have been relentlessly in opposition, that is, in the heart of Kenya's political history, whereby it stands as symbol of defiance, courage and hope. Raila Odinga, the name that has echoed through the streets, ballot boxes and continuous for over 4 decades as introduced before, and his roots of politics right away from detention to destiny, being given the name Baba. And this is his story from government checks and balances. Born in January 1945 in Maseno to Kenya's first Vice President Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Raila inherited not wealth but a burning desire for justice. From the lecture halls of East Germany to the factory floors of Kenya, he saw how power shaped people's lives. And for Raila was a lesson, a learner who learned his first political lessons. Truth may cost you everything, but silence costs a nation more. After the failed 1982 coup, Raila Odinga faced rebellion and repression. Raila Odinga was accused of treason and detained without trial for nearly a decade. He emerged not broken but reborn. His fight was no longer just personal, it became national. Behind bars, he became a symbol. That is for a reminder that freedom in Kenya was not given, it was earned through fights, and he faced through streets, demonstrations. Through the face of rebellion and repression, he entered into multipartyism struggle. That is 1991 to 2002, when the winds of change swept across Africa in the early 1990s. Raila stood shoulder to shoulder with Madiba, Rubia and his father, demanding multi-party democracy. In 1992, Kenya changed forever. KANU's monopoly was broken and the name Raila began to rise from the margins to the masses as he enters into phase of blood and ballots 2007 to 2017, whereby during 2007 election would scar Kenya's soul. Violence erupted, over 1,000 lives lost, yet amid ashes, Raila called for peace. He became Prime Minister in a coalition government, not as a victor, but as a bridge for peace. Under his watch, Kenya birthed a new constitution, a legacy of equity, devolution, and justice. Moreover, after 2017, that is 2018 to 2025, that is up to thirds. Even after loss, he remained unbroken from being the people's president to embracing the handshake. Raila Odinga taught Kenya that peace can be power too. Though victory and defeat, he walked with his people, never abandoning their dreams. And it was on 15th morning when his death was announced after his life of 80 years living on this earth, and almost above a half of his years being in Kenyan political under opposition, government critics and checks. And when his journey ended, the giants of Baba rose once more, not in protest but in gratitude. He had fought his good fight, the battle for Kenya's soul, from the cells of Nyayo House to the corridors of power, from the streets of Kibera to the halls of parliament. Raila Odinga's story is not just political, it is the heartbeat of nation's struggle for truth. And he once said, freedom is never complete, it must be renewed by every generation. That is the quote from Raila Amolo Odinga. And thank you for watching up to this end, the story of Raila Amolo Odinga in his phase of politics of opposition and critics, government checks, reformists, and from detention to legacy making. My name is Silas Wafula. Thank you. Remember to subscribe, share and like. This is the Silas Media Solo Podcast.